Hi guys, for all of you that have been following my channel over the years, this non-traditional student here, at the age of 39, has finally graduated from college with my bachelor's degree. And I'm the first person in my family ever to get a bachelor's degree. I'm the third generation going back to the same college and everything as my family, but everybody else always got associates. My grandma got a 2-year teaching degree, and back then you only needed a 2-year degree. You didn't need a 4-year degree back in the old days. And then my mom and my aunt both got the 2-year LPN nursing degrees, and then all of us grandkids got the 2-year diesel technician degrees and auto body technician degrees. And I finally decided to go back and got my bachelor's degree in business. So a lot of my classmates that were getting their bachelor's degree too, they thought that they weren't going to walk across stage because they finished up their finals right at the beginning of the week, and then here on Friday was actually graduation, and they didn't know if they wanted to stick around. And I was like, oh darn it, I was like, you guys spent this much money and this many years of your life working for this. Like my brother and me, we never went to our graduation for our 2-year associate's degrees, but I don't know, we just thought they were kind of associate's degrees, but a bachelor's degree is a lot more essay writing. In a couple classes, each of them had to write 15-page essays and stuff. So it's definitely an accomplishment. And like I said, if I can come back and do my bachelor's degree in my 30s and graduate at the age of 39, any of you guys can come back. Because like I said, when I was a freshman there, one of my classmates in English class, he was in his 40s. I think he was 42, 43. And then we had another girl that was 36, and then we had another guy that was 65. So people are constantly coming back, whether it's most of them in their 30s are coming back for the to turn their associate's degree into a bachelor's degree like I did, but lots of people are coming back for their master's degree and their doctorate degree and all of that. But so yeah, on Thursday night at 6 p.m. we went ahead and we did graduation practice, and there were 84 students that were graduating. And I visited with the campus president, and he said that not all of them will be walking across the stage. Some are in California that did their classes 100% online, and some live way on the other side of the state and stuff like that. And he's like, that includes your master's degree and your doctorate degree and your associate's degrees, which I had 3 associate's degree people staying behind me in line. And but yeah, it was so yeah, I think out of the 84 people, 26 of us showed up for graduation practice last night, but then a lot more came for the actual to walk across the stage and get our diploma. 48 of us walked across the stage, and my entire family came up for graduation. They came from all over the place, and that was just awesome because I thought maybe just a few of them would come up. But they all said, the first person in our family to ever get a bachelor's degree, they're like, we're all coming up here for this. So they all flew up and everything. And my little nieces, they didn't make it there because, well, the oldest one, she's in kindergarten, so she's got responsibilities now. You can't just be leaving stuff like that. So they waited for the party afterwards. But yeah, everybody else was there. And I talked to the teachers, and they said usually for the Christmas semester like this, that only 40 students usually walk across stage, and she's like, there's lots of people there, but there's always seating. My cousin and his wife, they showed up late, they showed up later or whatever, and the whole bottom area was completely filled, so they had to go upstairs up in the balcony area to find a seat. And then afterwards, the school took graduation pictures for us, which were totally free, and everything there. And then my family took pictures, and then my mom ordered Pizza Ranch, so we all went out to her house and had the big party there. And then we also celebrated Christmas because for any of you that haven't been following the channel, I'm moving to Cambodia right after graduation here, so that's the next chapter of my life. So but yeah, so we they all wanted to celebrate Christmas here on the December 15th here, and so yeah, they all want to see me and everything. So they're like, we'll celebrate Christmas early. So that's what we did, and it was so nice getting to play with all my 5 nieces and everything. So great. And what else here? Yeah, and this last semester, it's definitely been very intense because all the other semesters I was always taking 18 credits, and then I was always doing so that yeah 18 credits a semester, and then every summer vacation I was taking 2 classes. That was 6 credits there every summer, and then I took a class over Christmas break, and this last semester I needed 120 hours to credit hours to graduate, and if I would have just taken normal classes that were 3 credits, I would have only had 18 credits. So I had to take one really intense lawn class that was worth 4 credits. So I did 19 credits this semester. And yeah, I was like, because I talked to some of the other students, they're like, oh yeah, we got lots of credits. You know, we got like 130 credits, 150 credits, just in different stuff. We changed majors over the years and stuff like that. And I was like, yeah, I'm not like that. I was like, you're required to have 120 credits to graduate, and if I pass all my credits, I'll be right on 120 credits. So yeah, I passed all them, and yeah, it was great. Yeah, like I said, any of you that are thinking about going back for your bachelor's degree, my advice for you, I'm going to give you the same advice that like all the 30-something-year-olds that gave me advice before I went back to college, and they all said save up and pay cash, because going back at an older age as an adult, you have so many financial obligations. You know, you got all your utilities on your house and insurance on your vehicles, and paying your own health insurance and your cell phone bill every month, and just all of that kind of stuff. And you might have children and all that. So yeah, make sure that you save up so you can pay cash for all of your tuition and books, and have money to live off of and pay for your health insurance. Because the health insurance thing, that's another thing. My first year going back to college, I signed up. I'd never been on Obamacare because I'd always had an employer, and we always paid like, I don't know, like $215 out of our pocket or whatever, and they paid the remainder of our insurance premium. And so going back to college here, I made a little bit of money at the beginning of the year, and I signed up for Obamacare, and they said, or I looked into it, and they said, oh yeah, your insurance premiums are going to be 100% free with you not having a job. And I was like, oh, okay, that's great. So like, and that was only like, I don't know, I was like 5 months into last year when I did that, and that worked out really nice because it was like $335, I think, something like that was what insurance premiums were. But now this year here, I didn't have a job at all as a full-time student, and I got it rejected by Obamacare. They said I have to go into Medicaid, and they would like seize all of your assets and everything. They can come back and do all that. So I didn't even sign up for it or anything like that. So it was because they said that in order to get on Obamacare and get free health insurance, you have to make at least $11,700. And like I said, I didn't have any income. I was going to college the entire time. So it was really stupid because I thought, this doesn't even make sense. Like, Obamacare is messed up because the truly poor people that don't have any money and don't have a job, they're the ones that actually have to pay for all their health insurance and all that, whereas people that actually make money don't. So I guess whatever. But yeah, so I had to pay for, this year was like $350 a month. So I had to pay for all my health insurance. But that's going away because, you guys, after I moved to Cambodia, I'm going to be an ESL teacher. Is my career that I'm going into. And one of my buddies, he's working for the government schools, and he said that the government pays for 100% of their health insurance premiums. So I won't have to be paying for health insurance. And then I also talked to my professors at college here, and they told me that they don't pay a penny for health insurance. The college pays for all of it. And they're like, this, working for a government school, they're like, this is their first job in their entire lives where they're like, somebody pays for 100% of our health insurance. So yeah, the teachers are all pretty happy about that. And yeah, like I said, if I get a job at a government school, and they have lots of private schools, and international schools in Cambodia, It'll all just depend on which one hires me. So, um, and I don't know if you guys heard the good news, but Angelina Jolie has announced that she's moving to Cambodia too. So she'll be her neighbor there. So I looked that up, and it actually looks like she actually bought like 7 hectares of land out in the country in the jungle, and she built like a multi-million-dollar house out there for her and her family. So that's what they'll be in. They won't be in a big city like Phnom Penh, like me or whatever, you know. But yeah, and I've already started looking at apartments over there and motorbikes, and I don't know. The biggest thing in my mind is like what order to do it in, and yeah, kind of what order. Because like me, I'm not really a traveler. It's like when I go to move to a new country or whatever, like I settle down and this is my home. I just turn into a local, you know, and just have my routine and everything. So the first thing I kind of wanted to do there was, you know, go and get an apartment right away. Well, at least buy a motorbike first anyways. So I can actually drive around and check out all the apartments and everything. And so I was looking at all the apartments, and there was like one that I just loved the heck out of. It was a nice studio apartment. And I don't know, when you think of like the cheap apartments over in Asia, usually they're like really dark and dreary and concrete everywhere inside of them. This one here, I think it was on like 2nd floor. It had its own balcony out there. So, because I like to dry my clothes outside. And then I wash them inside the sink. And it had a bed that already had the pillows and pillowcases and sheets and comforter and everything on it. Really nice. And it had a college-size dorm room freezer. Not the short little square ones, like back from the early 90s. It was one of the taller ones from the 2000s. And so that was nice. And then it had a bathroom with a Western toilet. And in the bedroom, it had a sink, I guess, I don't know, brush your teeth or whatever. It actually looked like a bathroom sink or whatever. But that's how one of my friends in Bangkok, when she came down there she was born up in the northern part of Bangkok. That's how her apartment was set up too. It looked like a hotel room, and then you have your bathroom and all that, and your sink and everything there. But then there's actually a sink in her bedroom. Nothing else there. All it is like a little round sink faucet. It looks like for brushing your teeth. It's not even a cooking sink. No place to put anything there. So but yeah, and the whole reason I chose Cambodia and the whole reason I went to college, you guys, is like years ago I dated a Filipino college girl, and she was like the nicest human being. So I know I want to settle down and start a family with somebody from Asia, and I loved living over there. Not necessarily the Philippines, because she was from Laguna province, right outside of Manila, and all the cities connect together. Manila connects them. It's just like Kissimmee and Orlando, Florida. You don't know where one city ends and where one begins. But I didn't like the infrastructure. Like I just, Manila was not for me. But I've been watching tons of YouTube videos, and all these guys are moving to Cebu and Dumaguete. It's like everywhere on the internet. And I was like, I would love to visit there, but now that I have my TEFL certificate, my bachelor's degree, I guess I could teach online and date a girl over there in Cebu and see if I like it over there. And which that is the plan. You know, I'm going to settle down wherever I find a good woman to settle down with, you know. So like I said, I'm going to start out in Cambodia, and see where, and I have to get a dental implant. So that's going to take 1.5 years, because I already had one done quite a few years ago, and I got that done in Canada. And here in the U.S. at the time, they wanted $7,300, and like, so I drove up there, and with all my gas money commuting all the way up there, it was $6,000, which is still super expensive. And 2.5 years ago, before I went back to finish my bachelor's degree here, I got one on my front tooth here that they said that the tooth is going to have to be pulled, and I'm going to have to get a dental implant, and they quoted me at $7,500. So 2.5 years later now here, I'm sure it's more like $8,000, just unaffordable. I priced it over there, and yeah, it's gonna be like $2,400. So yeah, I'll be a resident of Cambodia for definitely at least 1.5 years while I'm getting surgeries done there. So, and like I said, if I don't find a nice girl there, then I've always wanted to visit Vietnam and work there. So see if I find a good woman there. And I used to go to school in Thailand. And I really put myself out there, but I never did find anybody over there. So I don't know. That'll probably be like further down the line. I don't know. Thai women, everybody thinks, exotic, because that's usually what it is. That's why Americans and Europeans and all them date people from Asia, because, you look in the mirror and you see your mug every day, and it's nice to see something different. So, like, I've visited with so many of the girls in the Philippines there, like, so when I was dating my girlfriend, and all of them, and they're like, we view, like, Americans as exotic, because they're like, all of our guys here in our country are at minimum 5'7". Most of them are shorter than that, or at the tallest 5'7". And they're like, it's nice to date a guy that's really tall and everything, something different in life, and so yeah, it's the way it is there. But yeah, in Thailand, you visit with the Thai girls, and for the most part, they like dating a Thai guy. It's just the way they are, I guess. So yeah. So yeah, I wouldn't mind teaching English in Taiwan and South Korea, and just, get paid to live in all those countries. So, yeah, I looked into the price of apartments. The one that I really want, like my dream apartment over there, it's $110 a month. And like I said, it's got all that stuff there. But the bad thing about this apartment is it doesn't come with free Wi-Fi. Like every other apartment in Cambodia comes with Wi-Fi included there. And one of my buddies, he got it was kind of a dive looking apartment, but it had different rooms and everything. It had a kitchen and all that. Like this apartment that I'm in, it's like a hotel room, no kitchen, no nothing. And he was paying $140 a month, and it came with free Wi-Fi. And he was further out in the city, so like there was nothing going on out there. To go to like the nicer parts of town that are happening, you have, what is it? There's Riverside. Then you have Russian Market, which is where everybody likes to live, and it's a lot cheaper. And then they have BKK1, which is super expensive. And one of my buddies and his girlfriend, they moved there for an entire school year, and they said they regret it so bad. They said BKK1 is nice and it's safe, no crime, but they said that every day we spent all of our free time in Russian Market. So they're like, we had to drive across, well, not necessarily across town, but a long ways away to go to Russian Market, because that's where the big malls are, or the markets, and nice places to eat and nice places to go out drinking for a beer after work and everything. So yeah, I want to move to Russian Market, at least near it, I guess. But and then the pay, I looked up the pay over there. What the heck was it? Some places were offering $400 a month, which you wouldn't even be able to survive. I've heard about that. Like I said, in China, when I talked to this one girl over there, and she went to go work there. She was from America, and they offered her less money than the cost of living, and she told them to go kick rocks. But there are people that are that naive that think that, oh, if they're offering me $400 a month, that must be more than the cost of living. No, those people over there, they will take advantage of you and make you sign a 1-year contract, so you're working as a slave and you're paying them to work for them. So be very careful on that, guys. Make sure you price out your apartment and how much your utilities are, and how much everything is, so you don't get yourself into a bad situation of being in, I don't know, pretty much slave labor. So, yeah, like I just watched a YouTube video of a girl from South Africa. She moved over there with her small child, and she went to go teach English, and she said she's making $800 a month. And she was going over all of her expenses. She's like, yeah, I'm paying $500 a month rent, and I just had my hair done. They had to get braided or whatever. She's like, because she said all of her friends there, they don't know how to braid black people's hair or whatever. And I was thinking, is you would think that you could at least train your friends to do that. So she's like, I have to go to all the local people, and they charge her $60 to braid her hair and everything. And I'm like, you're spending that kind of money? I was like, I'd probably just cut it short. So yeah, obviously some people that are going there have absolutely no concept of money and of math and figuring out a budget and all that kind of stuff. So, but yeah, when I was looking at the different stuff there, some of the schools are paying up to $1,200 a month. And I saw also in the YouTube comments and some of them that some guys are getting that, but they said they weren't happy. Like one of them, he actually quit because it's like, yep, we agreed on $1,200 a month, not much money. But he said then the school took out $1,200, or I'm sorry about that, $200 in Cambodian income tax. So he's like, I only got to take home $1,000 after taxes, and he's like, I wasn't happy, so I quit my job and I left or whatever. But I mean, everybody has to pay taxes. But I don't know. I was hoping more for like the $2,000 a month. I saw some that were paying like $1,600, but it looks like those could be more people that actually have a bachelor's degree in education in education. I don't know necessarily a master's degree, but at least a bachelor's degree and stuff like that. So, but I am more qualified than a lot of people. Like I said, I don't have the level, or I don't have that 120-hour TEFL like most people get. That's called a level 3. I actually have a CELTA equivalent, and mine is a TEFL level 5, 160-hour TEFL, I think, 180-hour TEFL. It's something like that. But yeah, I went through eye-to-eye TEFL, and yeah, they didn't teach us so much about teaching online. It was all in classroom stuff of how to manage the students if you got bad students and everything like that. So they kind of like prepared me for like all of that. And I don't really care for teaching online anyways. I like to be moving around and stuff like that. So, and yeah, I think I'm going to do just fine. Another qualification is I got all of these nieces. I mean, like I said, I got a 5-year-old, 4-year-old, 2-year-old, 2-year-old, and then one that was just born. So I love hanging out with my little nieces and entertaining them. So I think I can entertain and handle all these little kids if they give me the younger students there. So, and with all the years in the workforce, I can relate to the high schoolers and the business people too. And if I end up teaching adult English at one of the language centers too. So, and yeah, what else? Oh yeah, the initial plan here. When I went back to college here, you know, like I said, I'd always planned on going back for the bachelor's degree, but you know, the golden handcuffs, you're just so used to making money and things that you want. So then later on in life, I started adopting more of a minimalist lifestyle, and kind of wanting to live a simpler life and all of that. And then also with me dating that Filipina, at that time, I didn't think that I wanted to move to Asia. I wanted to bring her back here to the United States. I didn't like the Philippines, and I was pretty happy here in the U.S., but I don't know, with how everything's going, I need a change, and living in the Midwest, you know, it gets cold and stuff like that. I like hot, humid climates. I love Florida and Alabama and Missouri. I like that kind of climate. So, like Thailand, that weather is perfect for me. I like that heat. As long as you're wearing a baseball cap, I still got tons of energy. Philippines is a different story. It's so hot at night that you can't even breathe over there. But like I said, Cebu and Dumaguete, they must obviously be better than the Manila area that I was, because all of those guys are so darn happy in the Philippines. And they all found a girl too. So that's the main thing for me, moving overseas. You know, I've been single for a while, and I need to find a good girlfriend to settle down with. So that's, yeah. I'm going to go where the women are and where the best dating scene is. So from what I've heard, Cambodia doesn't have the best dating scene. You know, it's Philippines. And then a lot of like the black guys that went to all the Asian countries too, they said that, well, obviously Philippines is number one, because no guy is going to argue with that. There's tons of single women there. But he said that he went to Vietnam, and Hanoi, Vietnam, the capital, is way up north, and it gets cold up there, which problem is I don't like the cold. I don't want to be wearing a jacket and stuff like that. But he said the women are so friendly up there. That, just everybody is so nice. He said that Ho Chi Minh City, where everybody moves, you know, the old Saigon, it's kind of the big city there. You know, you think that you'll meet tons of other singles in a big city, you know, because everybody comes there for work and they're hoping to find their life mate there. And then when they're all settled down with them enough and they want to have kids, everybody moves back home to their small towns. You know, that's what happens here where I live in the United States. All my classmates moved down to Denver because it's expensive down there, but they all said the whole reason they moved down there is the dating pool is a lot bigger. And pretty much every single one of my classmates that moved to Denver, Colorado, they found somebody because everybody else is moving there looking for their boyfriend or girlfriend to settle down with. So, yeah, and I heard Taiwan is really good too. Like the women are really friendly and nice and outgoing and stuff like that. So, what else here? Yeah, I can't think of anything else for now. Like I said, I graduated now, passed all my classes, and any of you guys that are coming back and ever want to finish your bachelor's degree, your master's degree, anything, go ahead and do it. Because if somebody like me can do it after taking like over 16 years off of college or something like that, I did it. The first month of college was a struggle. Thank God the freshmen all took me under their wing and showed me how all this online handing in assignments and stuff rather than doing everything paper, handing in your 15-page essays on paper and all that. And they had a tutoring center, which they encourage you to use, but I never did because I own my own house and I had to drive like 70 miles round trip, probably more than that, to college there. So I didn't have time to be staying after and meeting with a tutor. I just had so much homework. So, but yeah, good luck to all of you guys that are going back for your bachelor's degree or your associate's degree in your 30s or 40s or 60s, whichever it may be. You guys can do it. So, all right, take care.